Hi, my name is Cary Silberman, and I'm an adjunct professor of law at Silicon Valley University. So the topic for today is how to invalidate a trust based on a lack of mental competency of the person who set out the trust in the first place. So again, this is a fairly difficult thing to do. Once a living trust is put together, it's pretty hard to revoke it. To prove that the person who set out the living trust lacked the requisite mental capacity, you're going to have to prove that they didn't understand their bounty at the time they executed the trust. That means they didn't understand the nature and extent of their property. You'll also have to prove, probably from a medical witness, that they didn't know who their relatives were and they didn't understand that they were making out the trust in the first place. So you have a fairly strong showing, a fairly difficult burden of proof to convince a judge that the person who made out the trust lacked what we call the requisite mental capacity to execute the document. And it's interesting that a will is subject to a lot more debate and dispute than probably a living trust, because a living trust, again, avoids probate. It doesn't go through the probate court. It's almost like a contract between the settlor of the estate and the intended beneficiaries. So again, if you want to set aside the trust based on lack of mental capacity, you might have to produce some witnesses at a trial. A medical witness would be the most provocative, if you will, or the most significant, but also lay witnesses or normal people that could say, hey, look, Johnny didn't understand what he was doing when he executed his trust, and he looked a bit nutty when he was signing his name on it. So that's how you set aside a living trust based on lack of mental capacity. Difficult thing to do, but if you're bound and determined to do it, you might want to hire a lawyer and engage medical professionals as expert witnesses at the time of trial. My name is Cary Silberman. I'm an adjunct professor of law at Silicon Valley University School of Law.